General Hospital, Michael and Jacinda in twisted love triangle with Kristina. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. For the young and the restless latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Michael Corinthos stood by the window of the Courtemain mansion, staring outside as the late afternoon sunlight filtered through the trees. His expression was distant, his mind torn between reality and feelings he never expected to experience. For months, he had been committed to building a stable life for his son Wiley and focusing on recovering from the chaos of his past. But recently, something had shifted. Someone had entered his life unexpectedly, stirring emotions he thought had long been buried. Her name was Jacinda, a fiery, smart, and mysterious woman who arrived in Port Charles under unusual circumstances. She had been introduced through a business consulting project with Aurora Media, working closely with Michael on restructuring strategies. At first, she had seemed entirely professional, sharp-minded, quick-witted, never overly familiar. But the more time they spent together, the more their conversations drifted beyond business. She was unlike anyone Michael had met before, bold enough to challenge him, yet gentle when she sensed his walls closing in. Their connection grew quietly, almost imperceptibly, until one night, it was impossible to ignore. That night, they had stayed late at the office, working on financial projections. The atmosphere shifted when the conversation turned personal. Jacinda spoke about her complicated relationship with her late father and how she had always felt like she needed to prove herself. Michael, in turn, opened up about his fears, how he carried guilt over past mistakes, how he desperately wanted to protect Wiley, and how the weight of legacy sometimes felt suffocating. Then, in a moment neither had planned, their hands brushed while reaching for the same folder. Their eyes locked, and without a word she leaned forward. Michael hesitated, torn between logic and emotion, but ultimately desire overpowered restraint. The kiss was slow, intense, and filled with longing. The moment ended quickly, but it changed everything. Over the following days, they both avoided discussing what happened. They continued working normally, but every glance held unspoken tension. Michael wasn't sure whether to pursue this further or distance himself. He wasn't ready to jump into a relationship, yet something about Jacinda made it impossible to walk away completely. What he didn't know was that someone else had already noticed the change in his demeanor. Kristina Corinthos Davis, his sister. Kristina had recently been through her own emotional turmoil, struggling with identity, relationships, and the constant shadow of the Corinthos legacy. She had been spending more time around her family. But when she noticed how distracted Michael had become, she became curious. As someone who knew how to read people's energy better than most, she suspected there was more going on. One afternoon, Kristina walked into the Metro Court restaurant and spotted Michael sitting alone, scrolling through his phone. She approached him casually. "Earth to Michael," she teased, sliding into the seat across from him. He looked up, startled. "Hey, didn't see you coming." "That's because you're too focused," she said, narrowing her eyes. "New business deal? Or new woman?" Michael raised an eyebrow. "There's no woman, she replied sarcastically. "Right." "And Sonny's calm during family dinners." He smirked, but said nothing. Kristina leaned forward. "If there is someone, just be careful. You've been through enough. I don't want to see you getting hurt again." Michael gave a non-committal nod, and they changed the subject. But Kristina remained suspicious. That suspicion grew roots when days later, she witnessed something surprising. She was meeting a friend near the offices of Aurora Media when she saw Michael walking out alongside Jacinda. They weren't holding hands, weren't flirting, but there was something in the way they moved together. Too close, too comfortable. It wasn't business. It was something deeply personal. Kristina felt a sudden pang she couldn't explain. A mixture of confusion, concern, and unexpectedly jealousy. The emotional tension builds. Kristina had always been openly supportive of Michael's relationships. She had stood by him during his custody battles, encouraged him when he started rebuilding his life, and celebrated his strength. But this time her reaction was different. She couldn't understand why seeing him close to Jacinda triggered something strong inside her. Later that night, she confided in her friend Molly. Hoping to clear her thoughts, "I don't know why it bothers me," Kristina admitted. "I should be happy if Michael found someone good. But something about her feels off, or something about your reaction is off," Molly pointed out gently. "Is it possible you're projecting something?" Kristina frowned. "Projecting what?" Molly hesitated. "Maybe your emotions aren't just about protecting Michael. Maybe there's another reason." Kristina dismissed it quickly, but the words unsettled her. Meanwhile, Michael and Jacinda grew closer. One evening, after a long meeting, Michael offered her a ride home. They talked briefly in the car, their voices soft, and when he dropped her off, she lingered by the door. "Michael," she whispered, "what are we doing?" He looked at her, his expression conflicted. "I don't know, but I know that I can't keep pretending something's not there." She nodded, her eyes glistening. "I'm falling for you, Michael, and it scares me." He stepped closer, his voice equally raw. "It scares me too, but I'm already in it." They kissed again, this time without hesitation. And just like that, the quiet spark between them had become a flame. Kristina confronts Jacinda days later at the gym. Kristina finally encountered Jacinda alone. Their greeting was polite, but tension quickly filled the room. "I've seen you around with Michael," Kristina said casually. "Seems like you two are spending a lot of time together." Jacinda remained composed. "We work together closely." Kristina nodded slowly. "Just work?" Jacinda's eyes held steady. "Mostly." Kristina smiled tightly. "Look, I'm not judging. I know Michael. And I know he's fragile when it comes to love. Make sure you're not playing him." A shadow passed over Jacinda's expression. "I would never hurt him," she replied firmly. "But I think there's something else you're concerned about." Kristina's eyes widened. "Excuse me, maybe you're not just worried about Michael's emotions," Jacinda said calmly. "Maybe you're wrestling with your own." Kristina's pulse quickened. "What are you suggesting?" Jacinda didn't answer. She simply picked up her bag and walked away. Kristina stood frozen, her emotions in turmoil.